I want to sell transformation to people. To look, you can be whoever you want on this earth because look at me. I'm showing the way. I'm not at my final stage right now, but I'm still moving forward.
This is the Full Stack Sales Pro.
What up, Full Stack crew? How are you guys doing today? I hope you find this podcast and your life is just, things are going well and going great for you. And if they're not, I hope this podcast inspires you and gives you that juice that you need to keep going and rocking. We got a great show for you in store today. So without further ado, we're just going to dive on in. I want to welcome, honestly, to the podcast, Angelo. I met Angelo through actually one of my current closers that I have on my team, one of my account executives, and he was like, "You have got to interview this guy. He's, technically gone through our training. He's done all these things. He has all the success, and he would be phenomenal because of just his story." So anyways, first of all, Angelo, welcome. Welcome to the podcast, and thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. Are you stateside right now?
Thank you, Josh, for inviting me. I hope we will have a great time together. If I can change one life today, it would be a pleasure for me. I'm actually in Miami with the team, so we gather everyone in a beautiful villa to inspire us, to make some sales, to feel the energy. And I took the time to be with you today for the podcast.
I love it. Okay, cool. So we'll just kind of get into it. Obviously, if you can't tell by his amazing accent, which I'm super jealous of, you can tell us a little bit. Why don't we start here? Why don't you tell us where you're because you're not normally in Miami. Tell us where you're normally residing and living, and then we'll kind of get into your backstory of just how you got into sales in general. Does that sound good?
All right. So I live in the south of France. In a beautiful city near the Mediterranean Sea. So I live at the beach every day. 3 years ago, nice. I was still in a security guard. I was working in a hospital, and I was already closing people. I was closing people not to hurt nurses, doctors. So I was trying to influence them. Hey, please be quiet. Don't do stupid things. So I was selling the idea to not be violent. So when sales came to me, I think it was an easy transition because I was already influencing people.
Awesome. So how long then? I guess how long have you been in sales? Like how long, as far as from a career as a sales professional?
Yeah, I'm going to be accurate because my first sales call happened on the 3rd of March. 2019, and it was an outbound call for a small coach in France, but he gave me an opportunity to prove myself, and I was still at my job, my day job, but I was lucky enough to get a job from 4 p.m. to midnight. So I had from 8 a.m. to 3:30 to work on my side business. And I made some calls, and at the beginning of the high ticket closing thing, we were maybe one closer for 50 coach, if you see, and now the demand is more and more demanding. But I found some best coaches in the market when I was a young closer. And I remember I get access to a coach. He asked me, "Hey, have you ever closed the 6K offer?" And I was like, "No." "Okay, are you ready to take calls for a 42,000 euro offer?" Yes, give me a chance. And I remember closing my first 42,000 euro sale. And my wife that morning, she took the last 50 euros we get under the mattress, the envelope with all the savings.
Yep.
And she took the last 50 euros to buy a jacket for her daughter. And 2 hours later, I closed my first sale at 42,000. It was a PIF. And for that sale, I get 5,215 euros commission straight to the bank.
Wow.
First, I cried. Okay, I closed my laptop
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I cried. Okay, and I was like, I can't go back now. This shit is working. I
Yeah.
did it. What can possibly go wrong from now? Because I did it. So I have the certainty of doing it. So I continue to educate myself on sales, to work with people who can provide the food calendar, and well, what a story. 3 months later, I was invited on stage to speak about closing in front of 600 people. So I get picture, I get videos, I get the step outside the comfort zone, and I spoke about closing in France. So I am what can I say, a pillar, the face of closing in France, and everything
Yeah.
in 6-7 months, and I was still an employee. So it no 3 days later, I was invited to Milan, Italy, to speak about closing. And I remember because I had to change my schedule with my colleague at the hospital, because I was in Milan, a beautiful hotel, and the day later, I was in the hospital working and thinking about, wow, I need to leave my job. I have to leave my job.
Wow. I am like your story right now makes me want to get on a phone call right now just to close somebody, because it's so inspiring to know that, like, okay, real quick, what did you actually do at the hospital again? I want to make sure I understand that.
Yeah, I was working as a security guard, and my
Right. Okay.
main job was at the emergency service. Emergency service, so drug addicts, violent
Yeah.
people, drunk people, and we were here to maintain the order. But to maintain the order, you have to sell the idea to stay quiet. Well, this is how
Yeah.
I was seeing my job at this moment.
Got it. So you go from being like crowd control, behavioral control at a hospital, security guard. I mean, you just happened. I mean, I could tell by your biceps that you were an amazing security guard, but you went from
Thank
that
you.
to basically taking the last 50, pounds, euros that you had to take care of your daughter to closing a 42K offer. What, and that commission alone was 50, you said 5,400, 5,200,
No,
5,500.
42,000 the coaching program, and the commission was
Right.
like 5K, 5,200.
All right, so 5,200, so $5,200. How much were you making per month as a security guard?
What a good question. I remember that number. I will always remember that number, especially the day I get this number with just one sales call. So I was making 1,480 euros per month, and sometimes working on Sundays and working at night, I was making like 1,500. So 1,500 per month.
So you go from literally your best month, 1,500, to one call. You just made more. What you made in 4 months, what you made in one call, you would have been 4 to 5 months of your salary.
Yeah, we calculated it with my wife. It's like 3 months and a half, nearly 4 months. 4 months of a daily job. That's it.
Yeah, and that's if you're working overtime, working nights and weekends, and basically never seeing your family, never being around, just to make sure that everyone's eating, putting food on the table, which is amazing because it's kudos to you to show like that you are doing what you need to do and you're handling your business, but it also showed you how much you were not operating at capacity because you had so much more. Okay. So how did you, by the way, I am curious, how did you end up stumbling across, Sales Mentor and with Taylor and Chris and finding us?
It was an amazing beginning, because I will speak about some people in the industry. Are you okay with that? Yeah. No.
Oh man, you could say anything. This
Yeah.
is a super open
Okay.
forum here.
So in France at that time, there was only one person teaching high ticket closing, Dan Locke from Canada, and
Yeah.
I asked my wife, "Hey, I want to jump into this thing. I want to learn etiquette closing. So look at this guy. I'm going to take a call and see what happens." And I took the call and I said, "I need to speak to my wife because it's a big decision." And after showing her maybe 1 minute of the video, she told me, "You will never give him €1 to that guy." So I don't trust him. Speaking about Danlog, and she saved me because she felt inside this is not the right move for us. And okay, babe, but what should I do next? She told me, "You will find someone like you, and you will learn from the guy." And I met the amazing Eli White, Eli White,
Yep.
and I took the I made the jump. I took the leap, and let's go. It was my first high ticket investment. The story behind I have a story behind it because I didn't have the money at that time, but someone had the money, and what I'm going to say right now is maybe you who are listening to me in with this average English. Uh, my 8 year son had the money on his bank account, and it was the money from the savings. It was the money from grandma gave some €100 for Christmas, and he had the money. And I told my wife I'm going to take the money from his bank account, and she told me, no, you can't. And I say, I have to do this. I have to do this because if you believe in me, please just believe in me, just for this time. And we went to the bank together. And if you want to close a bank account, you have to. They need the father's signature and the mother's signature. And she signed the paper, and I always remember the sound of the pen on the table. She dropped the pen, after signing. And I was looking at her, she was looking at me, and I will always remember. The anchor, the price anchoring, the sound anchoring about the pen on the table. I will always remember that sound because from now I can't fail. If I want to stop, I need to think about that sound. If I want to be lazy, I need to think about that sound because I took the money from my son, and we were putting some €10, €20, €100 for him for when he will be 18 to buy something, to buy maybe his driving license, his first car, maybe his first apartment.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have anything when I was a child. I lost my parents when I was 11 for my dad, 15 for my mother, and now I'm 37. My mother died at 36, so I outlive my mom already. And next year, because my dad died at 38, I will outlive my dad. So I had a moral responsibility. I did what I have to do. So when someone right now is on the call with me and say, "Oh, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can." Hey, when I was in that exact position, this is what I did. And this is why I'm speaking to you right now.
Man, dude, I think I'm going to have you jump in and our sales meeting tomorrow, by the way. I think I'm going to have you give you and I'm going to make you because here's the deal. I have not the same story. I have my own story, and why I tell people, they're like, how did you close what you close? And I'm like, when you have conviction and you operate from a place of moral authority, I'll take a guy with all the tactics in the world. I'll freaking outclose you because I believe in what I believe in so much that I'll say whatever I have to say. You know what I mean? I'm like, all the time, I'm like, no, I don't have all the tactics but what I have, you could never steal from me. My conviction, my who
I am.
As you said, dude, who I am. Like you taking the money from your kid's account to better yourself, to have a better life. You're a piece of, like you're a piece of work if you don't follow through. You know what I mean? And it's like that's why you're crushing it right now. Okay, so you grab the money from his account, then what happens? Keep the story going because this is freaking amazing.
And I showed to my wife, "Hey, look at this guy." Because inside of me, I wanted to be the best closer in the world. not in France, in the world, for transformational program. I want to sell coaching. So deep inside of me, I think I have created a new job. It's like selling and coaching about decision at the same time. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think I am a pioneer in what I do. I want to sell transformation to people to look, you can be whoever you want on this earth because look at me. I'm showing the way. I'm not at my final stage right now, but I'm still moving forward. So I'm showing you that anyone from the darkest background, and I'm not telling everything about my life today because we don't have time. I know it, but you can you can come from the darkest time, the darkest growing, the darkest parents, everything you can say, but you can be whoever you want because nothing can stop you except yourself. You are you are the limitation. You are the limitation. And if I am here right now speaking with you guys, Josh, I am here in Miami, living my best life, speaking in English, and I learn English in watching Game of Thrones and watching ice hockey on TV.
Yeah.
But if today
Game of Thrones, I mean,
yeah.
You need to get like a joint venture deal with HBO, and it's like you two can learn a whole language due to this show.
Thank you. I need to give you part of my commission. Thank you, HBO.
Yeah, that's what we need to do.
5%.
Yeah, we'll structure a deal to where we like get to be in the new season or the prequel that's coming out from it or whatever it is.
Yeah, credits to Angelo.
That'd be amazing.
This dragon is powered by Angelo.
I know this dragon is sponsored by Angelo and his ability to learn English because of this show. All right, so you get in, you learn from in that program. Then what happens next? Like, how did you find a job? How did you start landing clients to start closing for?
Believe me or not, everyone wanted to work with me. It's like I was attracting exactly what I wanted at this time because I was completely detached to the outcome. My life told me that people come for you for a reason, and don't prostitute yourself. Sorry for the word, but don't sell your soul to the devil. Be who you are. Yeah, be who you are, and you will attract people like you. Don't fake it until you make it. I have the feeling that I am protected. I don't know how to explain it, but I cannot make a wrong move because I know who I am. I know my core values, and whoever wants to work with me, wants to speak with me, wants to learn from me, wants to buy from me, it's people who look like me. It's someone who looks like me. So I found my first client, I found my second client, and I was working with them, doing some numbers, closing only by phone. Okay, not on Zoom, only by phone. Putting my voice on calls, getting ghosted when paying, when it was time to pay. And I learned a lot from the people I didn't close. I learned a lot about preventing objection, and what happened? Why I didn't close this guy?
I'm sorry. I want to interrupt for a reason because you just said that. You said
yes, you can.
I learned from this. I learned when I was getting ghosted. What were you doing? Like, how did you actually work through no shows, objections? Did you practice recording yourself to see how you sounded?
Yeah.
Did you just listen back to calls? What did you actually do practically? Because I think that would be helpful for people.
Yeah, please, don't take me for a fool or for a crazy guy, but I'm going to share something from something crazy. Are you ready?
Please go. This is it, man. You can say anything you want on this podcast.
Yeah. I remember when I was closing, I'm still closing for my actual present client, and we have two offers. One at 8K, the second one at 24K. So the 24K is an upsell from the first one. And I get an objection And it was hard for me to overcome that because they told me, I'm tired. I want to take a break from the first 3 months. Um, I want to set up my course on the platform. I want to enjoy the money I get, and it was hard for me to overcome the objection. So, okay, I have this objection. It's preventing me from closing. What should I do now to not hear that on my next phone call? So I start with the objection, and I reverse engineer to go back to say on the call, okay, Josh, I know now you're tired. I know you want to put the platform on it. Maybe I don't know. Maybe with a little humor. I know maybe you want to enjoy Monet with some margaritas on the beach. I know that. But let me ask you a question. What happened if you're climbing a mountain and you stop to watch the view? Do you think it's going to be easier to start over, or do you think you can continue the momentum if you help you during the climbing? And then asking the question, I put aside I'm tired, I want to relax, because we will help you during the transition, during the climbing. And at that moment, I closed on 28 calls at 24,000. I closed 26 out of 28.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, and it was a 3,600 commission each. 24,000 program, 15% commission. So it's 3,600 commission.
So you made almost $100,000 off of that offer.
I think more because I'm selling around 10 a month right now.
Oh, I mean on those 26. So that 26 times 3,600 would be 93,600.
Yes, because I am at 26 out of my last 28 calls at this offer.
Gotcha. And that's out of the $24,000 one.
Yeah.
So tell me this, practically speaking, how did you go from working at a hospital? What did you practically do to sharpen your skill set? Was it just taking calls over and over and over again, or were you doing things in between the calls to advance your skill set as a closer?
That's a really good question. The thing is, I want to help people. So that's why I can close also in English. Last year in 2021, I closed in English and I was the best performer in the team. And everyone asked me, hey, how did you do that? Because you don't speak English very well. And I just said, intention. Because look, I work with coaches, consultants, therapists. So they have the sixth sense, they feel people. And if they feel I'm right, they will buy from me. And you cannot outsell me, even, like you said, Josh, even with your tactic, even with your script, even with everything, you can't outsell me because I am here to help a life. And I have a morning formula. I work a lot on my morning routine. And I always say, I want to be remembered 10 years after taking that call. I want to make an impact to people. In 10 years, they will remember I spoke to them that day and I changed their life with one question, with one moment with them. For example, if I have an objection, I need to think about it. I don't know if I can. Do you think I can do this? I'm not here to let you close me on your limits, because you're lucky to find me on your way, and I will be the guy who changed your life today. This is how I take my calls.
Man, I love this. I feel like if there's one thing I could pull from this episode right now, it would literally be for people to realize the power of conviction and the power of belief, because you are literally saying from your own words that, obviously English is not your first language, and your ability to come in on a secondary language that you're still learning and and whoop people that it's their first language in is, I mean, it's not skill set. Even though I bet you have an amazing skill set, it's simply your belief and your conviction that it's like what we say here. It's like you're going to pull somebody from the burning building. And people are like, well, I want to be nice. And it's like, listen, being kind it might mean that I might have to be loud with somebody to get them out of that burning building. Like imagine, I'm saying an actual burning building. Like, would you just be like, hey, get out, come on down. Like it's burning down. No, you would be screaming. You'd be breaking something down. You would do whatever you could because you wanted to save that person's life. And it's like, you have to operate from that place. Also why it's really important to make sure that you're closing for somebody who actually has a valid business and is not selling snake oil, right? You know what I mean?
Yes, this is maybe if I put myself into maybe you who are listening to me right now, you have to find someone who care about client results. And business is easy for me because you have to understand three parts: client acquisition, client conversion, and success client. My job is client conversion, but I need to understand what happened before me, and I need to understand what happened after me. Okay? Mm-hmm. So if after me we don't have success, where should I pick my salary? Or maybe I can close 1 month, I can close 2 months, but if I don't have the results, I will lose my confidence. And if I want to be impactful, I need to be impacted. You know, I need to see results. I need to see transformation. I need to see. It's like maybe in sport. Okay, if the coach told you, "Hey, look, we are winning thanks to you. We love you," I would work better. I will play better. And it's the same in the team. So I understand now because we have new closers in the team, and I've been there before. And also, I put numbers. Look, oh, people don't have the money. Oh, too bad, because I closed before you the offer. You know?
Yeah. It's good, man. It's good. Well, I know we're kind of wrapping up on our time, man. First of all, I'm just super grateful for your time that you have given us, and dude, you dropped some serious bombs and some gold nuggets here. I love asking these questions just because it keeps it real. Because right now we just talked about your greatness and how you just are a legend. But do you have a funny story or a close that you're just like, oh man, I botched this so bad and I learned from it, or just something, one of the hardest closes that you have that you want to share with the team?
Yeah, it's a crazy story. You ask it,
okay?
So please be open. I was speaking with a woman. We have a calendar issues. She's in Canada. I'm in France. She missed the first call. I missed the second one, and she sent me a text on Messenger, and she told me, yeah, it's a sign. It's a sign from the universe. I need to focus on my thing right now, and I will come back to you when I will be ready. And I asked her, yeah, come back to me when you're ready, but have you been ready to get your kids? Have you been ready, 100% ready when you get your kids? And she say no. So we can be like this, and okay, I wish you the best, or you can jump on a call with me and see why the universe is still fighting for us to speak together. And at this moment, I was in my zone. Boom. She said yes to the call, but before she told me, hey Angelo, are you open-minded? Yes. No. Are you really open-minded? Yo. I was like, okay, I'm open-minded. Yeah. Have you ever heard about aliens? Aliens from the sky? She said yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I work with people who have been kidnapped by aliens, and I help them to find their place on Earth. And I was like, okay. And I was like, okay, Angelo, okay, maybe it's not your belief, but if you want people to respect your belief, you have to. Maybe I'm a fool, and she's right, you know. No, so I took this call. She explained me what she did, and I found it crazy because she's changing people's life. She's changing people's life with star seed DNA and stuff like that. So I learned a little bit before my call. I closed her. 1 month and a half later, she did 36,000 in sales just because I didn't give up on her, and I was um, open-minded enough to believe in her expertise, gift, whatever. And
Yeah, yeah,
maybe and it's look, I'm sharing this story with you today. It's a crazy story, right? It's a crazy story.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, definitely the craziest that I've heard so far on this podcast, as far as like a client saying that they work with people who are kidnapped from aliens, because it's like, I mean, that's some Joe Rogan ish right there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying people are kidnapped. I'm just simply saying like, yeah, you have to really like that is a testament to the maturity level of you as a closer, because you were able to find a common ground to still then help and serve her the best way that you knew how to. So well done, dude. Thank you so much. I appreciate just like your time. Thank you for making this happen. I'm serious. I'm gonna make sure you hop on tomorrow. I'll hit you up separately offline on that. But where can people find you if they want to follow more about your story, connect with you? Where do you want us to point them towards so they can connect with you?
The best thing to connect with me is connect with me on Facebook. My profile.
Okay.
Send a message, and we start from this. Let me know who you are. Share your story. I want to know people, and if I can give you just 1% of who am I, the mission is bigger. The mission is bigger. So come to me, and let's change one life at a time.
Heck yeah, man. I love it. I love the energy that you have. I love your story. I mean, it's the real deal. It's why I love sales, because it could take somebody that's doing one thing and completely transform not only their life, but the trajectory of all those that follow behind them from legacy type stuff. So, man, amazing story. Appreciate your time. Yeah, you're an absolutely just, legend of a human, and thank you for that, and can't wait to hear more success stories. So thank you for your time. Guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We say this every week. If you got anything out of this, which I mean, I don't know how you couldn't, because this story is amazing. But if you did and it spoke something to you, please share it. That's all we ask. All we simply want to know is that you're sharing this, you're pushing it on, passing it on to different people who might need to hear. Maybe they're stuck in a security job or something right now, and they need to hear about this. So that's the only thing we ask of y'all. Share it. Obviously, you can do all the loves, and all that good stuff. But again, we're grateful for y'all. I hope you are getting something out of every one of these episodes. But until next time, later.